Okay, now that we've done that, the next step is to rationalize the fraction. Well, we're not even rationalizing it yet. We're getting everything into that form. So we're now at this point where we have delta y equals a sub y delta x squared over 2vx squared. Okay, so we're at this point. Now we can go ahead and move this to the other side. We have 2 delta y v sub x squared equals a sub y delta x squared. And now it's a pretty easy matter to go ahead and divide both sides by 2 delta y. So I'm going to get rid of this altogether. So now it's a pretty easy solve from here on out because we're just taking the square root of both sides. So we have v sub x is equal to square root of a sub y delta x squared over 2 delta y. Okay, so now we're ready to plug in, and it's a little bit tough to see our original variables as we had them listed, but so we had a sub y, we know, negative 9.81 meters per second squared. We had a delta x of 18.3 meters. That's the quantity squared. Okay, so we've got v sub x is equal to the square root of negative 9.81 meters per second squared times 18.3 meters, quantity squared, over 2 times negative 8.809 meters. So if we pay attention, you'll notice that our negatives are going to end up canceling out, so we do end up with something positive under the radical. That's a good thing. It's always a red flag if we don't end up that way. So go ahead and plug it in, calculate, and what do you get for a raw answer? So our initial velocity on this little projectile, and we have, what, 3 sig figs to work with, would be 45.1 meters per second. It's a pretty darn fast pitch. Okay. This is where the algebra starts to get thorny. This is, I won't say trial by fire algebra, that really comes a little bit later, but this is the ramp up to much more challenging algebra. Okay, assigned for right now are the remainder of those practice problems. So 2, 3, and 4. And then I will get the worksheet for you with the additional 3Ds.